Hi everyone, we're Team SnowPaste. I'm Xinyi Liu and my two teammates are Xinyan Zhang and Chen. We developed this food delivery application this semester. For this presentation, I'll first talk about the design and backend stuff. Xinyan will show how the app actually works, and Chen will talk about the experience we've got and the challenges we met during this procedure. So we assume our application would be used by three kinds of users: customers, drivers, and restaurants. We used MVC pattern to separate applications concerns. Here is a UML for our application. For the model part, we divided the whole project into several classes, including driver, customer, credit card, order, address, card, restaurant, and dish. We also have two enums: status enum representing the status of orders, and cuisine enum representing the cuisine type provided by restaurants. And each class in model part has a corresponding controller class. Each controller class has CRUD functions to read from, write to, update, and delete from the database. On top of that, they also execute the appropriate reaction to some other events. For example, driver controller provides functions for drivers to take an order and manage completed orders. Order controller provides functions to make an order or cancel an order. And card controller provides functions to calculate the total price, and so on. Wheel part accepts requests from users and calls write functions in controllers to execute. We use Spark framework here. The first parameter in a URL path defines the subject of this request. Customer view, driver view, and restaurant view provide functionalities for the requests sent by the three kinds of users to access data. Order view and dish view provide functionalities for other events that are shared across different users. For example, the status of an order should be accessible by all three kinds of users, so we put the get order status in order view. And we used MongoDB as backup storage. Using a NoSQL database makes it easier for future scale-up. And we also mocked an in-memory database to provide JUnit tests for controllers to see if the functions work as expected. Now Xinyan will do a demo for our application.
So this is the home page or the landing page of our website. All restaurants in the database will be listed here. Currently, we only have 3 for demo purposes. And for each restaurant, it shows the name of the restaurant, the cuisine type, and the rating of the restaurant. So if you click into one of them, you will see all the dishes available from this restaurant. It also shows the description, the rating, and the price of the dish. You can add the dish by clicking on the cart sign here. It will display a message showing whether you added it successfully or not. So if you go into your cart, you'll see that the meat and cheese plate has been added to your cart. But let's say now you change your mind and want something else. You will go back to home, and then you go into another restaurant, and you try to add the salad here. An arrow will display because in our design, only dishes from the same restaurant can be added into one cart. So you need to go into your cart first, and then delete the dish from before, and then go to home and add the salad. And now it shows the success message. So if you go into your cart, there is a tip section here. We have 3 preset percentage for tipping: 15%, 18%, and 20%. So you can click whichever you want. It will show you the tip amount and calculate the total price for you. You can also set the tip by yourself. Let's say you want to give them $3 tip. Click apply. It will update the tip amount and the total price for you. So the next section is the address section. Here, you will enter the address you want the order to go. So for example, we will enter the address. Then after you enter all the information here, you can click place order. So this is the order status page. You will see the status right now is processing, and then it will show the restaurant the order is from, and then the address it goes to, the create time of the order, and then the estimated deliver time of the order. We set it to be 1 hour after the create time. And then the last one, you have your driver's info here. If you click on the sign, you can see the phone number, the car model, and the license plate. So you can contact your driver if you want. And because we only have the UI for customer, we don't have the UI for driver and restaurant, we need to go to Postman and call our API from there to change the status of the order. So the first step is for the restaurant to change the order to preparing. This means the restaurant has received the order and start preparing the order. So this API is taking in a restaurant ID and an order ID. So if we go back, we can take the order ID from the path here. And you will see the status code is 200, which means it's successful. And if we go back, you will see the status has been updated to preparing. So the next step is when the restaurant has finished preparing the order and then the order is waiting for driver to pick up. So in this API, it's also taking in the restaurant ID and then the order ID. And then you can see the status code is 200. And then the status has been updated to waiting for driver. So the next step is for the driver to pick up the order. So this API is taking in the driver's ID and the order ID. You'll see the request is successful. And then the status has been updated to pick up. And then the last step is for the order to be delivered. It's also taking in a driver's ID and the order ID. You'll see the response message that the order has been marked as completed. And then if you go back, you'll see the status has been updated to delivered. And this page, we set it to refresh every 3 seconds, so you don't have to click any button and it will automatically update the status by itself. So this is basically for the whole ordering process. And in our website, we also have a profile page. So in this page, there are 3 sections: my account, my address, and my credit cards. So in my account, it shows your account name, your phone number, your name, your email, and your password. The password has been hidden first, and if you want to show it, you can show it by clicking the box. You can edit either of these by clicking the button here. And then let's say I want to update the account name. You will see the account name has been updated to Jane account. And then for the My Address section, it will show all the addresses that's been saved in the database for this user. So you can add a new one. After you enter all the information, click Save. It will update the page, and then you can see your new address here. You can edit them as well or delete them. So if you click delete, the address is no longer here. So the next section is the credit card section. This is pretty similar to the My Address section. You can either add, edit, or delete. So that's it for our website's functionality and feature.
Thank you, Xinyan and Xinyan. We are 3 girls from island program.
We had similar classes and background before. It is crazy insane that we did not know each other before. Although we have been working together for almost a full month right now, we have not met with each other. We always have meetings online each week. So this was not an easy project for us. As island students, we did use Java and had basic knowledge of programming, but still, we didn't have much experience for such big project like this one. I think the most difficult part was to connect parts together. The database part, the Java code, and the front end. We did spend a lot of time to figure out how to put them all together and make it work. It was tough, but we all learned a lot from it. Normally, we did not give a big mission directly to someone. We always divided the big mission into small parts, and the one who had similar experience would be the leader for this stage. In this case, all of us had a chance to learn and help. So the teamwork between us was more like colleagues rather than a college project. None of us had experience about the frames used in this project, like MongoDB, Sparks, or Dagger. They were totally new concepts for us when this semester began. We searched a lot of information online and sometimes had to debug very late. As a result of this, we are now quite familiar finding answers and solving problems all by ourselves. Also, in the test part, we ran into the problem that it needs time for MongoDB to add and update objects. So the test always failed at the very beginning. Then, after consulting with some pros, we decided to use in-memory repository instead of our actual MongoDB database to solve the problem. There were so many questions in the environment preferences part as well, and we all use different computer systems. One of the very useful tips I learned is that rather than describing the problem, we can just Google the information from terminal, which is usually more effective. So this is our story of developing the delivery project. We all did our best in the developing process, and what we got was not only the knowledge, also our precious friendship. We hope all of you have a wonderful day. Thank you.